All right, I know it's not 11:05, but I'm going to get started anyway because, as some of you know, which some of you are already here, let's see who the people who are here. Mr. Baggins was here, Adrian was here, Jason was here at the originally scheduled time. I had originally scheduled it. I actually put it in the title that this was going to be at 10 a.m. Is because the Ohio State game starts right at 12, or I think maybe it's starting right now because it's in Nebraska and they're maybe an hour behind. I don't know. But I did that like a week ago, and this brings you guys to one of my weaknesses. It's just funny because I remember being in college. Quick story. And in college, like some of my classes, I remember I had this dude already. It says that my stream is not loading very well. Why? Not maintaining enough video. Why? I don't understand. Okay. Let's hope that goes away. Let's see if the stream goes down. I mean, it says my connection down here on OBS is good. It's in the green. I wonder if this is the way YouTube throttles people. Maybe. So anyway, I'll get back to my story. I would get like assignments at the beginning of the semester. I'll never forget. Like in my theology class, we had this big green thick theology book, and it was like what was it? I think it was Theology 101 class, and it was like that freaking thick. And he was like, "You guys got to read this book by the end of the semester." And so what I would do is I was like, dude, I'm not reading a ton of this at one sitting because I hate, I'm not very good at reading. I don't like it. I get distracted easily. So I would go home, and what I would do is, okay, it's back to excellent condition, thank God. And I would go home, and I would say, okay, this is how many days I have left to get this assignment done. This is how many pages I have to read. And so I'd be like, okay, that goes to be like 9 pages a day. So if I just read 9 pages a day, then I'll have this done. That's much more easy to read 9 pages a day. It's like nothing compared to like reading 150 pages in a day, to try to get it done by the end of the assignment. But what would happen was I was such a non-procrastinator, because this is the opposite of procrastination. I was like pre-planning how to get this done. I would do the 9 pages, and then I'd be like, okay, well, I guess if I did 9 pages, if I do 18, then I don't have to do it tomorrow. And then I'd be like, but if I do that, then I don't have to do it the next day. And then like the weekend would come, and I'd be like, if I read like 50 pages, I won't have to do it this weekend. I can not have that assignment this weekend. So what ended up happening is I'd end up reading the whole damn thing in the first like 2 weeks anyway, because I would just keep like, and this would be good in the investment run, because like you invest and then you invest more and you invest more. But like when it comes to life, what I do is I'm such a pre-planner. I pre-plan. But what happens is if I pre-plan something that is not in the typical rotation, the memory bank rotation, that's something that's like a trigger every time, like today, because normally we do it at 11 o'clock, and it's just like a habit, right? If I don't do that typically, and I do something out of the ordinary, I fuck up, because my brain is on a steady row of not having to think about new things. I think it's my way to like block out other stuff, and then I forget. So what happened was I forgot. I did this so early, like I was trying to pre-plan all of these to make sure I had it all done, and I had to think about it like at the last minute. The opposite of procrastination. But the problem with it is I did it so early, and I forgot about it. So that's why. I think funny thing is John, I don't think you even realized that I was supposed to start it at 10, because the way you came in at 11, maybe you thought it was at 11 and you didn't read the title. That's my guess. So maybe it works out in the end that half the people that are here didn't know that it was going to start at 10 anyway. I think Para didn't know it was going to start at 10 either. So it didn't actually start at 10. See, John forgot about it at 10. So it actually worked out in the end. Also, I'm a little hungover because I freaking drank the shit out of it last night. And so what this is right here, I don't know if any of you guys know about this, but a great recovery when you're drunk or hungover is emergency packets. And this is water with emergency packet. An emergency packet is just fills you back with the electrolytes and everything else. So I'm having emergency pack instead of coffee today. All right, let's get into this. We're already 8 minutes in. We have John Feedy's set. This is one of two. John Feedy has paid for 2 sets, and the next one is going to be next Saturday because he only likes to do weekends, which is understandable. So he's going to do it this Saturday, and then we'll do it next Saturday. I think it's his next set. So by the looks of it, here we go. You guys are going to... I think we're in for a huge treat because, number one, John Feedy usually has great sets. Number two, I think this is going to be awesome because this is one of the bands that I really dig a lot because of this channel. He says, without further ado, I have just one question for you. Ooh, that was a very rhyme and reason. Are you ready for some swancore? Swancore. He says, swancore is a subgenre of post-hardcore music that incorporates elements of math rock, progressive rock, and post-rock and high-pitched and or scream vocals. Bands that fall under this category are usually, but not always, signed to Blue Swan Records. That's interesting. Who has partnered with Rise Records. How did you know this? Did you just know this automatically, or did you learn this and get it off of Wikipedia? This is the Eidola set. All but one selection comes from the new album, The Architect, that I've been listening to a lot. Dude, so essentially, and I wish this would happen more often. That people would pay for me to, like the set that they pick would be like a set of a whole album or most of the album or something like that. And this is a perfect example. I don't know how many songs are on the new album, but I'm basically going to get 4 or 5 songs off this new album that I get to listen to. This is great. And I really, really like Eidola. Still, the Humble Ledger song is probably one of my favorite songs on this whole channel, which, by the way, I need to do that. I said that I was going to do a stream or do some sort of video about my maybe top 10 songs that I've gotten from this channel. And I need to do that. So maybe that'll be upcoming, maybe for Christmas or something like that. I don't know. So, I got to learn about Swancore. Who came up with that name, Swancore? But that's a good description of what that could be. So he says the first song starts with one of my favorite things, tremolo. Yes, tremolo picking. I love the sound of the high noodly guitar that sits mostly in the far right corner of your ear. It seems to just underline the vocals in certain parts and just sounds so good to my ear. Good energy throughout, and I dig the instrumental break that has a bit of a funk to it. See, that's one of the reasons I like Humble Ledger, because it's got funk feel to it. As an added bonus for you, Cap, no rough vocals in this one. Woohoo! Actually, did these guys do rough vocals? Because everything we've heard by them so far, he's had amazing vocals. I've always said, one thing I like about Eidola is they're very smart with their melodies and the way that they read the lyrics. It's not just straightforward. It's very, very creative in the way he divides up the lyrics and the melody with what they're playing. And I'm guessing there's going to be more of that. So I've never heard him scream. Does he scream? I hope he doesn't scream because that would ruin... Well, maybe not ruin it. Maybe he's a good screamer. I don't know. Maybe I'll like it. So this song is called... Wait. Yeah, this song is called Caustic Prayer. Wait. Is that it? Wait a minute. What's the first one? Let me check. I want to make sure. Yeah, Caustic Prayer. So the first one is called Caustic Prayer. He says, I love the bass line in this one. The rough vocals are usually primarily as an... Wait, it seems like there was another song. I don't know. As an accent and call, answer which I love the mixing of. Again, noodly guitar doing all sorts of awesome stuff. So no, that's not the right one. Maybe I read that wrong. All but one comes from Eye Protected. The first song starts with one of my favorite things, tremolo. So what's the first... Or is that just an overview? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah. Okay, so the first one is Caustic Prayer. I think that was just an overall synopsis, and then this is the actual song. Caustic Prayer, I love the bass line in this one. The rough vocals are used primarily as an accent and call. Answer which I love the mixing of. Again, noodly guitar doing all sorts of awesome stuff for my ears. It resets in the middle of and changes gears, going a bit heavy before breaking again and going into a section with some awesome harmonies that I look forward to every time I listen to this. Okay, so the first one is Caustic Prayer. Let's get into this shit. Yes. See, like the melodies are very...
I love the way you hate me, like lead in your lungs. Vilify my every single word. Do you believe?
See?
I've got a feeling you've been selling me out. I never bought it. I never wanted for you to be so cynical. Your disposition is a foot in the grave. We're never honest. I never wanted for you to celebrate when you get led astray. Talk to me discreetly.
I like his voice.
Secrets close. There's no one left to trust out here when you
What's up, Arrow? They are excellent at writing melody.
Oh, a disciple. I was built to walk this earth alone and learn how to forgive myself again.
Immediately going on a playlist.
You won't win with all your hate and all your lies. It will come as no surprise when you get lost.
They're such good songwriters. Does anybody know when Eidola is gonna tour? I'm going to see these guys no matter what. I'll fucking drive. This is one of my top bands, man. That was going, I love it. Great melodies, man. They are very catchy. Nice halftime. Oh.
I've got a feeling you've been selling me out. I never bought it. I never wanted for you to be so cynical. Your disposition is a foot in the grave. We're never honest. I never wanted for you to celebrate when you get led astray.
Is that it? Sounds like it. Oh my gosh, dude, Eidola, I'm serious. They are so good. Like, they're such a good mix of pop, but like good instrumentation as well. Like, they obviously don't do anything crazy. So I would say Swancore, when it says mixes progressive elements, I can hear it, but I hear more of the math rock versus like when I think progressive, I think like long crazy runs and stuff and really technical stuff. They're not very technical so far that I've heard, but I'm okay with that because I love their balance of like, because it's not easy either. It's not like pop where it's just like chords. He's doing a lot of like stuff in the background, but I like the mix of what they do and the melodies, man. I'm just telling you, these guys are masters at developing melodies that are good, catchy, very like, they're just good, man. Wow, that was a great song. So I don't understand. when you say he has surgery, so they pulled out because he has surgery. It's not his vocals, is it? Is it vocal surgery? I hope not. And that sucks. What kind of surgery does he have to have? I think I do remember you guys saying that they were going to be with Thank You Scientist, but I forgot about it. Yeah, Adrian, I totally agree with. They're one of my favorite discoveries of this as well. I mean, Haken, Caligula's Horse, Vola. Dude, fuck, it's so hard. There's at least seven or eight like strong bands that I've discovered from this, and Eidola is right up there. Man, it's fucking crazy. Okay. It didn't say, just surgery. Oh, I hope it's not vocal surgery. That sucks. Hope it's not like cancer or something either. So, like, they're completely out of the tour for good, or it's like we're gonna. Oh, that sucks. I hope that's not nothing too serious. That sucks. And I bet Thank You Scientist was like shit. So does that mean Thank You Scientist is gonna go on and do it like themselves, or are they gonna bring another band on? That'd be interesting. I still would like to see Thank You Scientist too, because I bet live they're fucking sick. All right, let's get to the second song, which I guess I already read the description of. So basically, I think what it is you have the description and then you say the song. I think that's what got me confused. So this song, Empty Garden, I love the bass line in this one. The rough vocals are used primarily as an accent and call answer, which I love the mixing of. Again, noodly guitar doing all sorts of awesome stuff for my ear. It resets in the middle and changes gears, which is kind of what Humble Ledger does when it's like dun 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 in your head, and they actually sing like the zombie song. Again, noodly guitar doing all sorts of stuff for my ears. Resets in the beginning, going a bit heavier before breaking again and going into a section with some awesome harmony. Dude, their harmonies are cool too. That I look forward to every time. So this is Empty Garden. So I guess the bass line in this one is pretty good. So let's see. Here we go.
Bring me your cold and tired. I wanna bathe them in the fires of my love. Tell me your one desire. I'll show you all the ways you're holding yourself back. Holding yourself back. The days turn into nights, feeding all the doubt inside of me. And I can hardly sleep.
Hera, I agree. That'd be great.
Just wasting my life, waiting for someone to set me free. Won't you set me free? Set me apart.
They do a lot of that. Yes, the math rock kind of.
Watch it burn, extra paid, all that's left of me. Tell me who you admire.
Yeah.
I'll show you all the ways you'll never measure up. The days turn into
See that kind of screaming though? It's in the background and it doesn't overshadow what's going on with the music. I can handle that.
just wasting my life,
No big deal.
waiting
Because
for
the melody is still the focal
set
point.
me free. Won't you set me free?
Jason, go on that journey. Watch all the past sets, dude. I think the sets started like sometime in March or April is when we started getting the sets. Maybe a little bit after that. So it's not too long.
To the abyss, I cannot exist. Something sacred, such a slow decay. Into the abyss,
Yeah, this sounds like Linkin Park. Because that's like really the only band I know that has screaming like that. It's kind of in this feel too. Sorry if that bothers you guys, but immediately when he did that, I was like, that's Linkin Park. Nice bass. Adrian. Sorry, dude. It is. There's two people who think that. So. Yes. Nice switch there. What's that? Polyphia sound. There's that soul. Guys are fan-fucking-tastic. This is like... Such Polyphia feel in the background. That's great. Help me to not kill people. Telling you, man, Adrian and John are very good at having shorter sets that are great songs still. Like, you know, because I guess you don't always have to have, well, actually, it's a good balance. Like 5 to 6, 7 minutes is a great balance to me if you can have a great song. And Adrian and John endlessly pick songs in that category that are just great fucking songs. Great songs. As soon as you get into that 8-minute plus mark, you're going to have to really work to pay off for that, because that's when it starts to get long. That song is so good. It's going right on a playlist too. This band is so fucking awesome, man. I feel like they are Polyphia times 2. Like, Polyphia is like instrumentation only. This adds a melody that's really good, but there's still that stuff going in the background, the math rock stuff. And it's just really well done. It's a very full package. I feel like Polyphia has got obviously cool, like, you know, instrumentation stuff, but it's kind of like missing elements. You can only go so far with that, where these guys take it to that next level because they add those elements. It's just, damn, these guys are so good, man. So good. All right, let's get to the next one. This is Perennial Philosophy. He says, I think I'm in love with this song. Oh, are you going to ask it to marry you? That doesn't necessarily mean it is good. Okay. Just that it is basically everything I need and want. Don't let your wife read this, dude. It has an emotion to it that just resonates with me. It's hard to choose between the song and another further down the set as my favorite from the album. For me, this is a song that I will keep returning to. Dude, that was like a love letter. That literally was like the best short and sweet love letter to a song I've ever heard. Just as long as you don't masturbate to the song, okay? All right, here we go. Let's do it. Oh, okay, Adrian.
I spent my whole life searching for substance just to find an empty room.
They're so good at building atmosphere in the background. Very tight.
Where no fate can be assumed. I spent my whole
Doc. Doc, these guys are fucking awesome. Yeah, Baggins. I actually wish it would be a little bit higher in the mix. Sounds good there. But I think it's really cool bass line.
Just to watch my cancer grow. Tried to stop him out with a silence, but he speaks to me so low. I spent my last chance being the martyr over my wasted drift. If I could wake you from this cold,
I like that.
I'd give all I have left, give all I
Like background piano. Subtle but beautiful.
you down. Every single time I try to hide in my own lies. If you can forget me
Yeah,
now,
John, one second. Yeah.
you'll be in every breath I take. If you believe that I can
You
change.
can really hear in the left ear that guitar part. Dude, these guys are so good. They're so good.
I'm a fire inside abandoned walls, tear away, unafraid to risk it all. I'll give you every reason to believe.
It's a great melody there.
I'm ready for so much more.
Dragging it out. With
I'm not holding on. I know I'm gonna let you down. Every single time I try to hide in my own lies. If you can forget me now, you'll be in every breath I take. If you
hear the
believe
guitar in the left ear.
I can change.
Dude, that guitar in the left ear. You gotta see. That's the great thing is it over? If you're not paying attention, that's what's so great about it is it's very easy to miss how intricate the parts are going on behind everything. Because they do a good job at mixing everything to make a solid song led by the melody and good singing. But there's a lot of cool shit going on that's creating atmosphere that unless you pay attention to the parts, you're going to miss it. I mean, there was a lot of guitar stuff going on in the left ear that was really, really cool. Jeez, man, these guys, that's fucking 3 for 3, dude. 3. I mean, again, when you're talking about writing albums, to write good song after good song after good song on an album is tough to do. It's really tough to do, and that's 3 songs right there that I fucking love, man. Wow. Yep, lots of layering, definitely, agree. Jason, I was going to say, you said, as you'll find in my sets, I'm a sucker for keyboard and power note. You're also a sucker for lyrics and story. Don't forget that shit. And you've only done one set, and I know that. All right, so the next one is called The Great Deception of Marquise Marchosius. Marchosius? Marchosius? I don't know how to say it. Okay, we break from the new album, and we go back to Degeneratera, which is, I think, the one where Humble Ledger's from, for this song, because Tremolo. Nice. And Delay, even nicer, too. And it is also a good song. The mixing of their songs is always on point. The engineering and the placement of the sounds is just magic to my ear, and they've been doing it for 3 albums now. The opening verse of the song is a perfect example of it. Okay, The Great Deception of Marquis something. Marcosius. I don't know how to say that shit. Here we go. Yep, it is from Humble Ledger. I remember that butterfly looking thing. Oh, nice. Okay, it's right after it. really trebly sound to the guitar. Ooh, see, good disconnect from that quick.
I'm a man of conviction, good intentions and humility. You are a liar with no remorse, a boy with no solidity. I dream bigger and brighter, softer and louder, broader and more into delve into the conscious space that is mine.
Like that rhythm.
Have I ever steered you wrong? Have I ever done you harm?
See, that's great screaming right there because it's still got a note and it's high.
Have I given you anything short of everything?
That is a perfect blend of a scream. It's not annoying, it's not in your face. It's subtle. Shit, I haven't been listening to the lyrics, Adrian, so I don't know what he's saying. You will take or USA? Somebody said USA. I think he said you will take. Nice groove. Oh, that's an interesting tune. There's nothing about any of these songs that I can complain about. Not one thing. Every song so far is on point. Great harmonies in the background. Very interesting switch there. Yes. Oh, dude, such good music. This whole fucking album. Cringe at something. Yeah, Adrian, this is very much like Vola. That was the end. Vola and Eidola. Oh, kind of a nice little sound there. Just haven't made a bad song yet. Actually, Eidola, there was one that I was like, eh. But even then, who gives a shit? And 90% of your songs are fucking good. Must be the end. All right. So, yeah, I mean, this Vola, Eidola, they just don't make bad songs. They don't. Now, I will say this, and this is in the context of that was a great song. That was a great song. In that context, that one I didn't like as much as the other three. So that's kind of my number 4, but that doesn't mean much because I still really like that song. So don't get your panties in a twist or whatever. It just, I like the other 3 better than this one. But I do like this one. So let's just keep rolling because now at this point, it's making me think the next 2 songs to end the set. Because this is a 6-set song, by the way. 6 set, a 6-song set is what I should have said. So we have 2 more songs left, and they're all Eidola. So my guess is the next 2 are going to be good too. And this is just fantastic. I mean, this is crazy. All of these are going on freaking set lists. All right, so this song has probably the best vocal performance on the album, in my opinion. The vocals are ethereal sounding, and the clean sections and rough sections mix well. The song sort of builds throughout until the end, where the rough vocal punctuates the release. Ooh, that's a nice little sentence. Punctuates the release. This is called Elephant Bones. Elephant Bones. All right, here we go with Elephant Bones.
Breathe in, breathe out, look how far we've come from. We are vessels of the blameless love. Lie down, stay still, it hurts less in time when you rid yourself of who you're not. Cleanse me, eviscerate my
John, what do you mean this is that?
weakness, make
Like that?
amends. Tell me
Oh, neat. I didn't even notice.
pretend to be with all your friends.
Here we go. Oh, Adrian, thank you for calling me Pure Beauty. I pop up and you say Pure Beauty. Thank you.
Into strife,
I really like that.
consciousness competing. Karma, signing circles in my mind, weighing and repleting.
Oh, see, good mix of the scream. I was about to say, don't know if I like the scream, but and then good harmony. And so we good harmony. Yes, exactly, John. That's what makes it okay and good to me. Is it's short and sweet, and it's connected to like more melodic, sweet vocal. It's not overbearing.
Slowly finding all forgiveness.
Love this part. My favorite part of the song.
I hope we see this through. Teach me how to love you better now, because I'd love to know how. I was a liar, I was a cheater,
Oh, really?
but I won't let those things confine me to a hell that's underneath my own regret. I won't forget
Nice building here.
meant when you let me back in.
Damn, you guys. Anybody who watches this set after, is this not fucking brilliant music? Don't like this part as much. It's screaming. There's not enough to ruin the song. It's got that beautiful musicality behind it. Ooh, double bass. like the sound of the crickets in the background. Yeah, didn't like that last screaming, but it's not a big deal. That a big deal, but didn't prefer, especially if that was the see. This is a perfect example. If the whole song was that screaming, like at the end, I wouldn't have liked the song. It actually would have ruined the song for me. But the fact that it was only the last 30 seconds maybe, no big deal. Can handle it. And the rest of the song before that was absolutely fucking excellent. So, people, this is great fucking music. Eidola, I don't know where you're from. I don't know where you're at. And I know you just had to jump off a tour because of some surgery, which sucks. But you guys are fucking fantastic. I mean, this is so good. So with Elo having some great songs in a very different kind of mode, these guys, Vola, I mean, this is just a treat. This is absolutely a treat. This guy's is... Thank you, John, for introducing me to these fucking guys. These guys are awesome. All right, so that, yeah, speaking of lyrics, I'm going to go back and listen to the lyrics because I could see how the lyrics would be good. And I always said, you know, even though it's fourth on my list, if I go back and I already like the music like I like this music, and then it has a good message and good lyrics, holy shit, it's going to be like, these are going to be like fucking excellent, excellent songs. So, all right, we are going to wrap up this set with this last song. He says, this is called Ancient Temperament. This might be the best use of heaviness on the album, okay? There are certainly heavier songs overall, but this one wields it like a scalpel. Dude, you got away with words, Mr. Feedy. Are you like a poet? Listen to that again. There are certainly heavier songs overall, but this one wields it like a scalpel. Dude, that's like fucking Dead Poet Society shit. Just sounds really good to me overall. This is the final song on the album, so it does have an instrumental outro. Sweet. But for me, it adds things as it progresses enough to keep it interesting. All right, here we go with Ancient Temperament. Let's do it. Makes sense, Baggins. I can get that. I get it. And I don't typically like emo shit either. So that's why I think he's excellent. He's got a much pure, I don't know, he's just, yeah, JBB comes out of the bushes. I love his voice. But I can see the emo factor to it, but it's much less whiny. And much more melodic, much more smooth. Except, again, when that kind of stuff happens, that makes it very emo, screamy. Juvenile, I like that. Yeah, they definitely got heavy here. say this is definitely my least favorite of the songs we've listened to today. It's not catching me as much. I think it sounds more like the typical I do like the heavy parts. Adrian, that's what I think. That's what I'm trying to say. And I even think is that it? Adrian, I agree. And I think even this band majors on the side of clean vocals. Like, I feel like until this song, at least, the screams are very sporadic. Very sporadic. They're not there a lot. And I prefer that. I mean, I can handle sporadic screams. So they major on the melodies and on the clean vocals. I like this part. And John, it's interesting now that I think back how you described it. You said like it changes enough to keep it interesting because I was getting bored. For sure. Yo, there's Colin. Welcome, buddy. Yeah, I was starting to get bored, but that switch up was good. It pulled me back in a little bit. Man, all you people working on the weekend, don't do it. Work-life balance is the most important, man. We already work too much in our fucking lives. Casey's Counseling Corner. And maybe that's why I don't like the song or connect to it as much, is because it's majoring on the screaming. Going to the end. And so that wraps up John Feedy's first set, because remember, John has another set which will be coming next weekend. So he ends this and he says, so concludes the Eidola set. Hopefully there was a gem or two for the reviewers from these selections. The Architect, which is the name of the album, is an overall great addition to their discography and my current top one album to put on and listen to even a month after its release. That's great. So yeah, for me, I mean, I'm glad to hear the different discussion and people not necessarily connecting with it as much, because the emo side of it, which I totally get, and I would say even me, I naturally tend to not like emo stuff like that, but I think these guys are just in a different category than that, which maybe that's what John is saying with the, he disagrees with the juvenile aspect of it, because I do feel like emo is juvenile for the most part, in that it sounds like whiny teenagers. To me, this is way, way beyond that, which is why I wouldn't give it maybe the term juvenile, because the writing is fantastic and much more intricate than typical emo stuff. And just like the ability to write such gorgeous melodies, and it is much more advanced than what I would call typical emo music. But that's just me. I totally get why people don't see that necessarily or don't connect to it as much. But yeah, like, it's kind of funny to me. I've always said this, like, John and Adrian and a few other people have like the best sets overall. Like, they just have the best sets for me, in my liking. And it's funny that me, John, and Adrian all agree again, because this is a 6 out of 6 set for me. I would say this song was, not as connecting as the other ones. And that other one was still good from the other album, from the Humble Ledger album. Those two would be my least favorite of the 6, but it's definitely still a 6 out of 6 for me. It was fucking awesome. It was awesome. Exactly, JBB. Grown up emo. These guys have become adult emo. Progressive. I wouldn't call it progressive in the sense of yes, they progressed. So right now, I don't know if it's already started, but I'm gonna go watch the Buckeyes play Nebraska, which could go either way. Nebraska has been playing like shit, and they defeat themselves. They were beating Michigan. I shouldn't say Michigan. Shittigan. We don't speak their name here. And then they just threw the fucking game away and gave it back to Shittigan. So if they just have a perfect game, which tends to happen with everybody against Ohio State, they just have their no-name quarterback just has the best game of his life. If that happens with Nebraska, it could be a sketchy one, but we should technically handle them. But that game is starting, and then it's a beautiful weekend here. Great weather, which is so nice. Finally, fall has returned. I mean, this last week was fucking freezing. It was like winter. It's like January weather, seriously. So you guys have a great Saturday. We will be back here tomorrow at the normal time of 11 a.m. For whose set is it? I don't know whose set it is tomorrow. So, yeah, be back, and we will see you then. You guys have a great Saturday. Peace out.